Will you give an AI company your government ID and your face just to use an AI tool? Because some Claude users are now being asked to do that. And here's the concerning thing about it. Anthropic, the company behind Claude, has introduced identity verification for some users and certain situations. Now, you may be asked to provide a government-issued photo ID, like a passport, driver's license, or national ID. You may also be asked to take a live selfie using your phone or computer camera. Now, here's the important part. Anthropic is using a third-party company called Persona to carry out the identity verification. Anthropic says Persona processes the information on its behalf, and that your verification data is held by Persona rather than by Anthropic's own systems. Think about what's on your government ID: your full name, your date of birth, your photograph, your ID number, sometimes your address and other identifying information. That's not just another password. You can't simply change your face if your biometric information is exposed. That's why biometric information needs to be treated very carefully. Another important question to ask is, who is actually storing your information? In this case, Persona is involved in the verification process. That means your security doesn't depend on only Anthropic. It also depends on how Persona, the third-party verification company, protects the information, how long it keeps it, who can access it, and what happens if its systems are compromised. This is called third-party risk, and it's a major cybersecurity issue. Imagine a criminal gets access to your government ID and your biometric information. That information could potentially make identity theft and impersonation much easier. To be fair, Anthropic says that it introduced the identity verification to help prevent abuse, enforce its policies, and to meet legal requirements. It also says that it chose Persona because of its security and privacy controls. So this isn't simply a case of, oh, Anthropic is stealing your information. That's not what the evidence shows. The real question is giving up this level of personal information worth the service I am getting? But if Claude is asking you for your identity verification, you don't need to panic. First, you can make sure that the request is actually coming through the official Claude service. Now, you also have to read the privacy information before submitting your document. And then you have to understand who is collecting your information, who is storing it, and most importantly, never upload your government ID or face scan to a random link just because someone tells you it's required by Claude. Cyber criminals can easily create fake verification pages now. It's very easy. So whenever a company asks you for your ID or biometric information, don't just ask, is this safe? You have to ask those questions. Who gets my data? Where is it stored? And how long is it kept? And what happens if it gets hacked? That's cybersecurity. Subscribe to Toby's Talk Cyber for more cybersecurity information that anyone can understand.